Hey baby dolls, I just want to give you some piece of observations that I've discovered in crypto. Now, I've been hearing from blockchain backer, he's done a lot of TA and it was controversial when it came out, but he's been saying that the move we are seeing now is basically a year earlier than where we should be in the previous cycle. And what that means is we are mimicking the end of 2020. Which is strange because the end of 2020 is after the Bitcoin halving. So the mania of crypto and alt season happens 12 months after the Bitcoin halving. So if we were to repeat that, we should be seeing this crazy stuff. Which was that crazy mean? Like altcoins, Jizzcoin, like, you know, penis associated coins and all these, right? Like signs of like casino stuff and entertainment. We should be seeing those things in a year from now. But what we're seeing now is they're appearing now and they're popping up more and more and more. And what you've actually also observed, friends, is most of these core altcoins are very slow. But the speculation has ramped up. Now, this is no surprise to someone like me because obviously I've been making videos for over a year now telling you that I started noticing this with Pepe. I go, this is like part of my prophecy part where we were able to discover that, you know, altcoins are moving earlier and earlier part of the cycle. So basically, the market's getting smarter. People think people are getting stupid. No, the market's getting smarter. So instead of waiting for the very, very end of the cycle to buy like super high risk stuff, people aren't waiting that long anymore. They're getting it earlier and earlier each cycle. They move like a couple of months in each cycle. Now we're like before the Bitcoin halving. So where does it go from here? Well, don't know where it goes from here. But if we were to guess, look, I know it sounds crazy, but we might see a freaking big alt season in the next 60 to 90 days, right into this Bitcoin halving. And then we might just bleed off for the rest of the year. Maybe that's our sins to pay, right? It might be something to do with repeating 2021, which is crazy because it kind of makes no sense. It's like, that's so weird. Why are you appearing now when you should be appearing in a year from now? But if you watch my videos, I've mentioned the reason is because the market wants to be kind to us. Why does it want to be kind to us? 2021 was a rigged alt season. It got cut off early. The alt seasons we had in the last bull market were atrocious. They were nowhere near what happened in the seasons before that. Not even close. Now, I know you hear about some crazy things that went nuclear, yeah. But if you measure the return on investment, the ROI, it was garbage. Basically, everybody's to blame, but it's diminishing cycles. But you know, if you see like big numbers going up in US dollar, the return on investment wasn't big. The ROI, it was a lot of the coins were owned by VCs. I think it was like VCs only gave out 7 to 11% of every coin. Like, you know, Polkadot VCs, all these Poker Starter Launchpad pieces of trash, everything with Mac and BTC and like Lady of Crypto type of people who were back then. All these grifters, okay, they just got more and more greedy. Now, I don't want to blame each individual one person because you can't, but this is just the reality of what's going on. So today, I'm seeing just crazy stuff. I'm like, that's weird, man. You guys are literally, we're a year early. And what does that really mean? Okay, how does this translate to what might happen? Well, of course, you know, it could go up and down. We never really know. It's just that be prepared for any scenario. So it is possible that, you know, we have a big alt season in the next 60 to 9 days, within the next 69 days, and like it's over before it begins. It's pretty much, it'll happen really fast, and then it's done, and everyone's gonna think it's just getting started, and then we bleed out for the rest of the year, and we finish like red for the year. That's possible, all right, and that would be altcoins. It's basically rewarding you for the punishment because we got cut off early in 2021. They're like resurrecting earlier because, you know, they should have gone more. But then you pay for your sins because we're basically front running everything, and it might be repeating what happened in 2019 of Bitcoin, where Bitcoin flashes up to the 61.8% retrace of 13.8K, and then it bleeds out for the rest of the year. Okay, maybe we have that scenario. There's also another possibility where you see how Bitcoin, everyone's waiting for this $30,000 Bitcoin. What if we don't get that? What if we don't pay for our sins with that $30,000 Bitcoin? What if this whole year is an early bull run and we run the whole year and we finish Bitcoin at like 70,000 next year, and then in January to March of next year, Bitcoin pings between 70 and 85K and back down to 70, and then everyone thinks 2025 is going to be a fantastic year, but then the stock market ruins the party and our bull market gets cut off early kind of again. So these are the two things I'm thinking about. And in that scenario, by the way, in that scenario where if we don't touch 30K now and we finish at like 70 or 80K in the rest of the year and we float around and then crash, we'd probably go back to 30K at the end of next year, something like that, you know, and they bring in self-custody ban or anything else, okay? So that's where I'm leaning toward. It is very scary because you really don't know what to do, right? You have Altseason coming in, and you can tell friends. I can tell all my friends, family, people coming in. People are just going like, forget Bitcoin, forget Ethereum, right? Think about this. The best narrative the Ethereum layer 2 grifter chains have, and all these scum VCs, the best narrative they can think of is ReStaking, which is this Igon layer piece of trash inside a VC grift. Okay, where they give the insider coins and then they give you breadcrumbs to telling everybody, hey, give us your Ethereum to do this ReStaking BS and try to get things exciting and stuff. Now I don't blame them. They're trying to like, you know, get everyone excited, but ultimately it's the end of it. It's a grift at the end of the day, friends. You know it is. So that's the best narrative they can do. Now think about how unsexy and uncool that is. Like ReStaking, like Ethereum's upside, you know, you're strongly diminished, and instead of like your 5% yield, now you can earn an extra 5% yield. So yeah, I guess, yeah, do you have a clip size over 1.5 million, friends? Most of you guys don't. Okay, I know what your clip sizes are. Most of your clip sizes are between 5 grand to 40 grand. So you guys, you don't give a crap about Ethereum doing a 4x from here, and instead of a 5% yield, getting a 10% yield. It's showing you Ethereum really is in its third cycle curse. Okay, we don't know how the scenarios are going to play out. I'm fleshing these out for you, but this is my observations coming on, and I want you to know ahead of time, if things get wild and everybody starts taking their clothes off in 60 days, it's gonna be hard. You have to take some risk off. You have to start dumping some stuff. Dump your riskiest stuff. You have to start trimming it out early, just in case we finish red for this year, just in case. Because, I mean, like, I'm literally one of the only people who says, like, you know, we can still finish this year red, because we just don't know, friends. We don't know. See, it's not written yet. It's not a guarantee yet. It's just that if we keep going up, we attract weaker and weaker and weaker hands, people who need to get in, buy every altcoin. And if we start seeing everything pop off, everything, then we're going to know, oh crap, all the weak hands are in, and they're in for the magical 4-year cycle and the Bitcoin halving, and they all think this year has to finish green, but they might have been buying the top for the next 12 months and it has to rinse them again. So you do have that component. Yet again, I have to balance that out to tell you, in 3 out of 3 cycles, the exact altcoin top was 12 months after the Bitcoin halving. 3 out of 3. So in 2012, the Bitcoin halving was in November. The top of altcoins was November 2013. Okay, exactly 12 months. In 2016, July, you had the Bitcoin halving. A year later, exactly 12 months later, the ETH BTC ratio peaked around June, July 2017, 12 months later. Even though altcoins kept going on later, the ETH BTC altcoins peaked there. They just got lucky. They had a crossing in the chasm pump at the very, very end. Okay. The third cycle, which was what we previously had, the Bitcoin halving was in May 2020. If you walk forward exactly 12 months to May 2021, you have Elon Musk going onto Saturday Night Live and shilling Doge, and that was the literal pico top of Doge, and that was when all altcoins peaked. You had things like Chainlink and many altcoins peaked. 95% of altcoins peaked in that April to May period of 2021. It was only towards the end of the year we had like news cycle, Ponzi, NFTs and stuff that were continuing on, but most of the altcoins peaked. Most people got destroyed, okay, because their bags never went high enough. It was only like us on-chain people who went and looked around for new things. An example, Hex kept pumping throughout the rest of the year as well. So we got rewarded. People who stuck on centralized exchanges, they basically got destroyed. That was their alt season cut off early. So is this going to be the 4th time? We have the Bitcoin halving in April 2024 now. And then 12 months after that is exactly April 2025. Okay, so that's why you can make a case for anything happening. I don't know what it's going to be. It's possible that we do an alt season run. We cool off for like, 6 to 9 months, and then we do another alt season run in exactly a year from now, and that's our double bubble. So obviously another observation just to finish it off for you friends. Bitcoin had a double bubble in its first cycle, and altcoins only had one. Then in 2017, that flipped. Altcoins had a double bubble. Altcoins did the Ethereum first burst, they cooled off, and then they did burst again at the very, very end. Right, that's when XRP popped off in 2017 December, and January had verged to 1000x. Okay, and Bitcoin only did one bubble. Okay, so the first one was Bitcoin's turn to do two bubbles. Then we switched to altcoins. In our recent cycle, Bitcoin did the double bubble again. It was a double bubble scenario. Bitcoin even like broke its high at the end of the year. Isn't it crazy? And altcoins only had one bubble. It did not have a double bubble for altcoins. So that's why, it's weird. Are we going to get this altcoin to be the double bubble scenario? Perhaps. Okay, it means you can already feel it, by the way. You can already feel this is an altcoins focused type of crypto market now. Okay, so I'll present it for you both. Okay, that's basically where I'm leaning right now. It is a moving target. This is not something where we go back and look back in past, go, what's right? No. It doesn't really matter. Okay, do you want to be right or do you want to make money? Okay, because if you want to make money, you make sure you are not leveraged up when I start saying, hey man, you all got your pants off, euphoria's here. I'm sorry, you guys freaking bought stuff up too early, okay? Now, I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm just, you feel pretty safe being leveraged long right now because not enough people believe in altcoins. If things start popping off, you know what to do. Make sure you aren't carrying any of this leveraged stuff if you start to see the X factor signals come out later on. I'm wearing a Pokemon Ash Ketchum hat, friends, so not financial advice. Catch you soon.